Hey, do you know what's involved in having a really good talent management strategy for your business? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, there are 5 components that you really need to have if you want a amazing and workable talent management strategy. And so I want to share with you what those 5 components are and what you need to consider as you're implementing them. And so the first thing that I want to share with you before we get started is if this is something that is really important for your business, for the success and for succession planning and everything else when it comes to talent management, then like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video with somebody else that might also need a talent management strategy. And also check out my website at transformationgroupllc.com and to get more information about really becoming a better leader. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that you really need to consider when you want to have a talent management strategy, the first component is you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're just going willy-nilly and you're not being effective. And so to reduce that wasteful time of just learning as you go or winging it, I want you to have a plan. And so there are some questions you need to ask your team or yourself as it relates to talent management. And the first one is, how many people do you need to hire? You kind of need to know this for growth purposes, to make sure that your people you have everybody filled for peak performance, making sure that everybody's that you have is great, and you need to know where there are opportunities for growth. So figure out how many people you need to hire based on your strategic plan. The second question you need to ask is which roles or departments do you need to hire these people in? You got to look at what your growth strategy is, what your strategic plan is looking like. So make sure that you are hiring in the right departments. The second, and employee roles. The third question you need to ask yourself is, what skills or behaviors mean success in those particular roles that you are hiring for? Very good. So just write it out, jot it on a piece of paper, have discussions about it to make sure that you are hiring the right talent. And then the last question you need to ask your team, yourself, is, when do the positions need to be filled? So have a timeline for that as well. So when you're thinking about these questions that I just mentioned, you really need to have a strategic plan. And I had mentioned that a couple minutes ago. So you need to have a strategic plan that identifies your goals that you want to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years. So you need to have business goals. You need to have goals within each department, working its way down so you can see where growth opportunities are, where things need to be shifted. All that information comes out. And really think about, when it comes to talent management, what is the company culture that you want to have? Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be a company culture of engagement? Is it going to be a company culture of hiring from within, setting high expectations? What is it, the company culture that you would like? And think about all those things when it comes to planning out in those questions that I mentioned. The second component that you need as it relates to your talent management strategy and implementing it is, you need to identify the strategy with which to implement your plan. And so when it comes to your current employee rates, your turnover rates, your engagement, you need to know what those numbers look like. So if you're not, surveying your people, then you need to start. Turnover data, I mean, a person's salary, I know it used to be about 50% the turnover cost. So it might be 30% now. The higher it is in your company, the higher position level, then it's going to be a lot more. So just keep that in mind. So turnover is a huge cost that can be drastically reduced if you have an effective talent management strategy. So make sure that you are keeping track of how your people feel about your company. And exit interviews are a great way to do that. So you're identifying the data that you need so you can make really great informed decisions. The third component of this talent management strategy that you can implement is making sure that you hire the right people. Not just a warm body to fill a vacant spot. That is the biggest mistake that people make. Because the people who are already there working for you, working really hard, you bring somebody in that does not have the same work ethic as they do, they start slacking off and it's not addressed, and your other people are seeing this, and it kills the culture of an organization. So when it comes to hiring, look at your people that you have great employees. Get them to have a referral program. Set one up where they can refer people to your open positions. And I say this because we typically hang around like-minded people, and they might know some really great workers who are looking for another opportunity. So keep that in mind. Also, use assessments, onboarding assessments. These things are great for, it's not really an onboarding assessment, but they're assessments that really assess the skills and behaviors that you are wanting in your prospective employee. So that will give you information that the interview does not give you. So assessment tools are a great way to do this. If you want more information about that, contact me at Dr. Heather Williamson, or actually Dr. Heather at Transformation Group LLC, and we can talk about that. But assessments are a great tool. And when you do that, make sure that you also are kind of, in one way you can really do this, I think is a great idea, is have your top performers, maybe in a particular area, that really you rank high in their annual evaluations, and get them to assess what their behaviors are, what their skill sets are. And then you can use that as a base tool for the new hires that you have. So once you hire your people, the fourth component is you need to retain them. This is so important because if you don't retain them, then your turnover costs are going to go skyrocketing. So retaining your top employees, that is involved in making sure that you have the right company culture, making sure that you are encouraging and giving that positive feedback really on a daily basis if possible. It also means that you do not have toxic employees still working at your company who are destroying the culture and causing your best performers to leave. Also making sure that you are connecting your company mission and the vision to what they're doing so they understand the value that they're bringing to the organization. Also, sometimes you have to increase pay and benefits depending on the individual in order to make sure that you are retaining your top talent. And also is providing really fun things when it comes to retaining and those benefits. It doesn't have to always cost money. It could be just you create this company culture where people love working for you. And this is a great way to make sure that they stay with you. Succession planning is the last thing that you need to consider when it comes to retaining top talent. You need to know who's going to fill the positions in leadership roles once people move on. And this gives them the opportunity to develop as a leader, learn new skills, gain new knowledge, and people want to be able to move up the ladder and also to see opportunities within the organization. And the last strategy or component of a talent management strategy is to train your people. I think training is so important, because if you just, put somebody in a position and you give them a few words of encouragement and you don't give them the resources to really understand their role and to excel, then it is not you're not creating that great culture, that great perception of your business. And so you need to have a really good onboarding plan that is going to incorporate all those things in the process. And I was recently talking to somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they were sharing their onboarding experience that they had just gone through. And the senior leadership person came on board, and he came in and introduced himself. He came in and made sure that the new employee had a laptop first day, had all the information that he or she needed to be successful. Also made sure that that they had everything with regard to who they needed to touch base with if they had questions. And he did this because he had had a really bad experience when he was onboarded with a previous company. And so he made sure that no one else ever went through that again. So it was really, this person loved that experience and was very impressed by it. So making sure that you have a comprehensive onboarding process as it relates to your talent management strategy, and that you offer opportunities for internal learning and development opportunities. Make sure that's all communicated in that onboarding process, and that any opportunities for education outside of the organization, whether it's attending conferences, getting certifications, that there is a reimbursement process for that. I was recently working for an organization where they don't offer any training, pay for any training, and they don't offer any training because of the type of business that this is in. It would just be cost prohibitive, was their justification. However, it really, the employees are struggling. The company culture is horrible. Morale is down, and they really struggle because they feel like they don't have the resources to really do their job adequately. So make sure that you offer opportunities for certifications or educational workshops, seminars, conferences, because this will help that person grow and create a great talent management strategy. All right, so just to recap real quick, the 5 talent management components that you need in your business is, first, to have a plan. The second is to make sure that you are actually identifying what needs to be in that plan and how you're going to get that information, that data. And then the third is to make sure you hire the right people. The fourth is to make sure that you retain the right people. You want to make sure that you keep your best people and don't let them go. And then the fifth is to make sure that you are training your people. So those are 5 key components of a talent management strategy. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to touch base with me and let me know what you are doing, what great things you're doing with regard to your talent management strategy in your company. So until next time, like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Bye. In this video, these leadership tips and strategies are sponsored by my company, Transformation Group. And in my company, I work with leaders just like you through individual leadership coaching sessions. And in these 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you develop the skills to overcome performance challenges. Whether that involves learning how to hold your employees accountable, delegating and empowering employees more effectively, spending time on tasks that really matter to your business, or communicating expectations consistently, or even better, lowering your stress. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, then there's an email address below in the description box of this video. So send me an email and we can then discuss if I'm the right fit for you. Until the next video, have a great day.